Hello, and thank you. I see like it's Avalanche Summit 2, and seeing as well there was a one. We haven't been in one, but so happy to be here. It's amazing here, I have to say, and I see, and I thank you for all sitting here. I heard yesterday the after party was quite great, so thank you.
Thank you for being here, despite the hangover.
Yeah, and thank you as well for inviting us and our team. On Wednesday, there was David, as mentioned, who introduced the partnership, what was for us a big milestone in the last years. And it's for us more than only a journey, it's more like a road trip, and happy to present where we are at the moment.
All right, just a few words about us. So, hi, my name is Hussien. Here's my colleague, Antonio. We have been working on a number of different Vodafone projects for the last, I think, 8 years. It's pretty long.
Yeah, it's quite
quite
long, how long we know us, right?
And so this project that we're going to talk to you about, it actually started in 2020, but we joined this project only last year to be part of a new Web3 team inside that project itself. So we're very happy to talk about this project today. It is called Digital Asset Broker. And so you might have seen it in the news, and if you haven't, so what is Digital Asset Broker, right? So Digital Asset Broker is our platform. Well, originally, it was our IoT platform. And the idea is that using this platform, we want to create something called the economy of things, right? And what is the economy of things then, right? What's the vision of it? So the idea is that our vision is that we will have billions of devices, right? So the estimate now is something around 40 billion devices in the next 5 years. And all of these devices can connect to the internet securely and can act as economic agents. That means each of your device cannot not only make payments, but also accept payments, right? For anything, like your car, your coffee machine, your phone. And what they can do is they can connect seamlessly with each other securely over a trusted infrastructure. So that's the goal, that's the vision. And we actually have started this idea from the IoT team for a long time, right? And it's evolved across a number of years. Finally, in 2020, we got a huge funding from the C-level to kick off this project, Digital Asset Broker. And after how many years? 3 years?
Minimum 3 years, but
Minimum
it feels
3 years.
feels much longer.
3 years of this project incubating in Vodafone. We have a press release yesterday. So this is the news that's come out.
Yeah, and we are happy to announce. So we started the journey a long way ago, and we are carving out a new company for the digital asset broker. It will be in a partnership with the Sumitomo Bank from Japan, who has a lot of capabilities in the direction of electronics as well payments, and they will get 20% of the digital asset broker, and in a combination with Vodafone, who will hold the rest, we're going to carve that business out to focus, because what we see is when we are in the corporate mode of only Vodafone, we want to go the Web3 route, we need to adopt to this business, and that is what we're going to show you later as well. And we started, and we have great achievements here, but we want to speed it up, and we want to get faster on that journey.
And I think Sumitomo is a great partner for us. They are a huge multi-corporation that deals in like almost all industries, from healthcare to media to electronics, right? So they would be a huge partner for us in this IoT journey. So I think this is great news. The other part that we are also excited about is that we would, be spinning out into our own company. That means we would be able to move faster, be more agile. I mean, of course, there are advantages of being part of a larger enterprise, right? But I think as we move into this space, into this field, we would need to have a bit more autonomy and the ability to move faster. So we're also looking forward to that.
Yes, and we felt like when we are talking about agile processes in the corporate that we are quite fast. But when we are working with you guys, with the Web3 environment, we realizing you guys are riding a rocket to the moon, actually, and we are just not in a car, we are more on a bicycle or trying to get the scooter there. And that's our journey so far. So as you see, now it's 2023, where David talked on Wednesday about the partnership. We started 3 years ago, where we just started the complete journey. And like from a corporate perspective, making the business case and all this stuff is like always a pain. And our first intention, if you're corporate in these times, like 3 years ago, imagine where the Web3 space was. We started our journey with a private blockchain, and we developed our first capabilities there. We connected here our IoT SIM trust capabilities with a private blockchain to create a platform business, to offer on the one side, IoT devices to onboard that devices on our platform. On the other hand, as well, having the users to use it. So focus is always the platform business for us. And 1 year later, we developed a use case to show the success of the first POC that was about EV charging, right?
Yeah, electric vehicles. So Antonio and me actually jumped on a car, like going around Germany, I think last month for our EV charging product manager, looking at different EV charging spots around Germany. So it's been an interesting journey, right? But I mean, from the beginning as an enterprise, I think the perspective was that they wanted to start with a private blockchain. Because there were a lot of like risks for them, right, as an enterprise to move directly into public chains. However, last year we actually started this Web3 vertical inside Digital Asset Broker, and this vertical's goal is to move DAB, Digital Asset Broker, into Web3, right? To move into the Web3 ecosystems and to work more with public protocols. So the first protocol that we are very happy to work with is actually Avalanche. We've been running the testnet on the Fuji testnet validator for a few months now. And the next step for us is now to also roll out the subnet, which we hope to be testing in the next few months as well.
Yes, the subnet is running, and I think it's quite good on the percentage here. And what's important for us, or what we see, if we have a private blockchain, what we need to do is we need to host a lot of infrastructure services, and we need to onboard the clients by ourselves. And seeing what Web3 and you guys already built is, there's already an active user set where we can scale quite faster, and the adoption is like amazing. We are just working with the tech team of Avalanche and seeing how fast we can actually scale. What we like did in the last 2 years, how supercharged this is, and how fast we can pace through this is just amazing for us.
Right. So we just want to explain to you a bit more like what we are actually trying to build, right? So the goal is actually to put real-world assets on chain. And the idea is, how do we move from actual physical assets, digitize them, make sure that they are secure, and then be able to put them on chain and allow them to interact with each other. So what we have is what we call a SIM trust technology. So this is what we use in order to connect devices, like cars, for example, to give them an identity that we can authenticate them with, and then to also give them agency. And by this, I mean that they would be able to hold wallets, to make purchases, to accept purchases, to sell data, between different devices, right? That's the goal. And then once you have digitized the physical asset, right? Where do they go? Initially, they were sitting in our private blockchain network, not really going to many places, just in the private network. And the idea is that what if we can bridge them actually into a public chain? And then anybody can build smart contracts, applications that interact with these devices, right? So these devices can talk to other devices, buy and sell, right? Like, for example, our use case with cars were things like, we have made a digital twin of the car. They have been digitized. We have provisioned them on the network. They have an identity. And then we also made an NFT of them, like that can then go into Avalanche and also go into different chains, right? So the car themselves, so you can think of something like a DAO of devices, right? There's an organization. The organization is the owner. And then there are devices inside the organization, inside the DAO. So these devices can buy and sell to each other. They can accept payments, make payments. The owner can then rent the car on-chain to other owners, to other organizations. They can collateralize that car to get a loan, for example, right? So this is the idea. If we can build these things, we can build a secure link of a physical asset into a real-world asset on-chain. I think that would be really interesting for the DeFi ecosystem as well, right? So that's our goal. That's what we're trying to build. Each of the things that I talked to you about actually has a lot of work on them. Just making the physical part into digital and making sure it's secure, that's a huge piece of work. And then from the digital part to then putting it on chain, making the NFTs, that's also a different piece of work. How do you secure it? How do you make sure that the devices, are also controlled? You give birth to the device, but then what if the car, gets into an accident? Then you need to offboard the device, right? How do digital devices die? The whole life cycle you will need to manage, right? So this is the work that we've started. It's a huge piece of work. It's really interesting. And it would be great, to also work together with all of you guys in the Avalanche ecosystem to move this forward.
Yes, and what you're seeing here as well from the architectural part, coming from the private blockchain, just looking to the identity part. If you are talking about decentralized identities on a private chain, it's not that easy. But if we are then going into a more open world in the Web3 space, making a decentralized identity, for example, happening is like stuff what is real now. I know when we were talking like years ago about it, it was like still talking about future, but I think now we are coming to a space where we can adopt to it, where we can integrate our technology and make this happen, and as well bringing value to the whole ecosystem of Avalanche. And I think that is where the subnet as well makes sense for us. Instead of playing, going directly to the public net, we started the subnet journey, so we can stabilize, for example, fees, what's happening on the subnet and so far, and developing this together with Avalanche is for us a journey. What makes us quite, successful in the future.
So we've just started. We have like a prototype. If you're interested, please get our details. Our email is on, I think, the second page of the slide, but happy to talk to you guys afterwards as well. So there's been a number of teams that have helped us on this journey. We also want to thank the Avalanche team. You guys are great. Justin, thank you. I see you on stage. Sina as well, who's unfortunately not here. Yovika, thank you guys to help us get on board and answering all of our questions patiently. So big thanks to you guys.
Yeah, and Adi and I started the journey like as mentioned, like 5 years ago. We curved out as well and helping enterprises to orchestrate and as well Vodafone in this and maneuver through the Web3 space. We have Dextrack who helping us with the infrastructure and doing the operations here. So Chainhouse who's doing the prototype development and as well the decentralized identity space by Web3 Labs. As you can see, we cannot do it by our own. We are hardly rely on our partners to put this together, because we as an enterprise learning from you guys, and the community and partners are key for the success to create a product, what makes sense and what is like reliable with that technology for the end future set.
It's a huge piece of work, right? And it's a huge, there are many steps to get to the end vision, right? So I think we are very open to work with different teams to get to build together like this autonomous device-to-device interaction on-chain. So very happy to talk to you guys afterwards. Like, you have any questions, please do reach out. And thank you very much for your attention.